But what is the best way to sell big government and then world government to a people like ours, historically devoted to an independent republic of limited powers? The answer is simple. In revolutionary literature, the tactic is known as pressure from above and below. It's the strategy that Colonel House laid down in his book, Philip Drew, Administrator. Deliberately create problems, and then offer only those solutions that result in the expansion of government. Create conditions so frightful at home and abroad that the abandonment of personal liberties and national sovereignty will appear as a reasonable price for a return to domestic tranquility and world peace. If those who seek world dominion can stimulate leftist mobs into violent confrontation with local law enforcement, and also provide exhaustive news coverage so that the entire nation can see and tremble, then the peaceful and freedom-loving majority can be programmed to accept a vast expansion of government powers and even a national police force, offered supposedly to end the violence. If those who seek world dominion can raise the specter of an enemy armed to the teeth with superior atomic weapons on the verge of launching a nuclear holocaust, and also offer world government as the prevention, then millions of Americans can be programmed to accept the loss of national sovereignty as our last best hope for peace. This is the meaning of pressure from above and below. To put over police state measures at home, they need chaos, crime, and anarchy in the streets. To sell the idea of world government, they need the constant threat of nuclear war. Or, as they say in revolutionary circles, the real action is in the reaction.
To sell the idea of big government. All right, all these things are happening in real time. Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring. The house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. I'm back at you with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakah Quadash. Jumping into this article, this is from Technocracy News. The title it reads, it says, Globalists, Polycrisis of doom is of their own making. All right. Pressure from above and pressure from below. Okay. So let's look up this word. I was looking up this word here. Polycrisis. All right. So the question is, what exactly is a polycrisis? This article is from time.com, and the title it reads, it says, why polycrisis was the buzzword of day one in Davos. And remember, just a few months ago, you had all the elites of the world come together in secret in Davos, Switzerland, okay, which was really the elites of Esau that came together in secrecy to discuss their plans that they have for the world, okay? Basically world domination, all right? The forwarding of their so-called Great Reset, their New World Order, okay? Jumping down here, okay? The point here, it says, it talked about how all these different elites around the world came together for this meeting, but it says here, going straight to the point, it says, theories abound as to why. One attendee surmised that the forum has become too toxic for world leaders, noting that their domestic audiences wouldn't look too kindly on them hobnobbing with the global elite, while their voters reel from the cost of living crisis at home. It doesn't help that the WEF has also been subject to plenty of controversy from more legitimate criticisms over the forum's private jet flying, opulence, and exorbitant fees to absurd conspiracies that have framed the forum as a globalist cabal plotting to control humanity. And this is exactly what it is. Okay, these devils came together in secrecy because remember, they were talking about certain news outlets that weren't allowed inside to report and give coverage on what was talked about. Okay? So they're talking about everything, man. Okay? And this is what it is. It's a plot to control the world. Okay? It says globalist cabal plotting to control humanity. If you don't believe us, just search Davos on Twitter, right? And this is all, to save face, all right? Gaslighting, man. Okay? Because it all got called out. It got exposed. All right, but let's jump down. Okay? Going back to that word, polycrisis. So the word of the day, the point. It says perhaps the most ubiquitous buzzword of this year's Davos gathering has been polycrisis. The term, which was popularized last year by the economic historian and Davos attendee Adam Tooze, describes the simultaneous and overlapping crisis facing the world today. So these are all multiple crises that are happening all over the earth today. It says a health crisis, a mounting climate crisis, a war in Europe, inflation shock, democratic dysfunction, and much more. So all of these things are happening, as the scriptures go into in 2 Ezra 16, that sorrow shall come upon the earth on every side. And all of this is being orchestrated by the global elite. All right? Pressure from above and pressure from below. Okay? Globalists, polycrisis of doom. Polycrisis of doom is of their own making. You see? Finishing it out, it says, quote, the variety of different shocks of the type that we're dealing with right now is extremely unusual, Tooze told Time. Quote, that's what the polycrisis notion is trying to get at. It's like a bad breakfast. It's like a bad breakfast buffet. The thing about it is that it is indigestible mixture of ingredients that do not normally go together in a constellation of forces, all right? So this is all being done strategically, all right? It's all controlled, all right? So anyway, let's get this real quick. Because once again, this is all being done by the secret council of the wicked, all right? These top devils, these so-called elite Edomites of the world, man. Your globalist one percenters, all right? All those secret councils, the WEF, all right, the WHO, the Trilateral Commission, Bilderberg Group, all right? All those top elite secret groups of Esau, Psalm 64:1, it says, hear my voice, O power, and my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrections of the workers of iniquity. That's them. All right? These elite Edomites, if you will, man. All right? The secret counsel of the wicked, the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, man. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. You see? This is what they get to, when they get together like this is what they do. All right? They discuss matters of evil. It says they encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily, all right? Or privately. All right? This is why that meeting was so top secret, because they're laying snares and traps privately. They say, who shall see them? Right? But Yahweh Shem Yahushua and the angels see everything. Right? Verse 6, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right? So that's these devils, man. All right? So going back to this article. Globalists, polycrisis of doom is of their own making. All right? It says every single crisis facing the world today has been orchestrated by the same global elitists, who want to take over the world, says Klaus Schwab. Stakeholder capitalism, a model I first proposed a half a century ago, positions private corporations as trustees of society and is clearly the best response to today's social and environmental challenges, all right? Once again, pressure from above and pressure from below, All right. The idea of selling big government through all the chaos and turmoil that's happening all over the earth. All right. To get the basically to squeeze the population. All right. To a one world order. Pretty much. It says the world is apparently descending into chaos with events such as the recent collapse of SVB Bank, adding to the problems allegedly caused by the pseudo pandemic and the war in Ukraine. It is easily to feel overwhelmed. All the stuff that was said in the video. All right. The goal was to overwhelm the people. All right. So they can call for big government, for support. All right. To lean on the system, if you will. All right. And by doing that, these devils are going to be able to control everybody and everything. See? It says only a few years ago, it was widely recognized that by nearly every measure, global life outcomes were all improving. Suddenly, we're all hunted by the specters of conquest, war, famine, and death. Let's get that. That's in the scriptures. All the things the Lord said that he was going to bring upon the earth. All right. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16 in verse 17. And it reads, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Speaking about these days now. Verse 18, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. See? The beginning of wars, as we see. All right. We clearly see that this war, this proxy war that's going on in Ukraine is about to spill over into the Middle East, so-called. All right. America's military forces are already in Syria. All right. Missiles are being launched. All right. So there's wars going on over there in the so-called Middle East right now, which is going to transpire into the ultimate war, World War III. All right. In the valley of Yehoshaphat. All right. So the beginning of famine, it says the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils come? All right. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute, for a minute, which is punishment. All right. These are the judgments. These are the punishments. All right. It says, before all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So here it is. All these things that are happening right now. All right. People are not even mindful of. All right. And they're still, stuck in folly and wickedness. And that's why the Lord has these judgments prepared, man. All right. To destroy these people from off the face of the earth. And the Lord is ultimately using the left hand. All right. Which is Esau, to bring forth the squeeze upon humanity. As we're reading in this, in the article here in this lesson. All right. So let's go back. Reading it again, it says, only a few years ago, it was widely recognized that by nearly every measure, global life outcomes were all improving. Suddenly, we're all hunted by the specters of conquest, war, famine, and death. From the cost of living, energy, and food crisis to the threat of a widening international conflict, a climate disaster, and now global financial collapse. All right. This is that polycrisis, right? We seem to be gripped by a global polycrisis. If there is a polycrisis, it is entirely man-made. Okay, the squeeze. Okay, it's all man-made. It's all orchestrated by the elites of Esau, the so-called globalists. All right, these devils. It says, the good news is we can build something better if we have the will. We are many, and we are powerful, while those who seek to exploit crisis to control us are neither. We just need to understand the problem and trust in authority, all right? And this is the Lord ultimately, man. Okay? Let's read this and then we'll grab some more scriptures. So it says the alleged polycrisis. It says the world's economy and society were not thrown into disarray by a pandemic disease, but rather by global policy response to an alleged endemic disease. Similarly, the war in Ukraine isn't causing a complete realignment of the international monetary financial system, the regionalization of supply chains, an energy crisis, or giving rise to a multipolar world order. Once again, it is the, quote, sanctions and the geopolitical policy response to the war that is throwing the planet and all us deeper into turmoil, all right? That's the point, okay? All orchestrated, man-made, all right? Sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Let's get that too. Same chapter, all right? 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 37, and it reads, it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. All right, look how fast these things are playing out on the earth. It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Okay, so all of these turmoils and calamities that we're reading about here, all right, the financial crisis, the famines, all right, world war, all right, democratic dysfunction, all of these things are going on as we speak. All right, this polycrisis, right? It says, verse 39, 2nd Ezra 16 and 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. That's that polycrisis, right? That's the prophecy of the polycrisis right here, man. Sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Okay, crises are coming upon the world on every side, and it's all being orchestrated. It's all man-made. But really, you can't really say that it's man-made because it's the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that's using, all right, the left hand, all right, to bring forth these destructions. It says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to battle. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth," man. So, hey, we're coming in that time, man. We're going to have to be, covered by the Lord, man. We're getting ready to lose things. Life in America and Babylon as we know it is about to change. All right, very fast. And like I said, that's that squeeze, Isaiah 19 and verse 4. And it reads, it says, "And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts." So the Lord is using Esau on the left-hand side to bring that squeeze upon the people. All right, to dry up the resources. Okay, the famines. All right, to bring forth the chaos. Okay, this is that cruel Lord, the elites of Esau, the so-called globalists. All right, this is all being done through the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, their plots and evil schemes. Let's get that too. All right. This is Psalms 140 and verse 1. It says, "Deliver me, O Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man." That's the Edomite. All right. It says, "Which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war." All right. So everything that's being done is basically, a war against the people, man. War against the planet Earth. All right. And the scriptures say they can't rest without doing some form of wickedness, man. Psalms 36 and verse 4, it says, "He devises mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil." You see that? Because he is the wicked. Habakkuk 2 and 5. The spirit that's within him is not upright. All right. This is why they come together, as we were reading about. All right. This is why they came together in that Davos meeting. And these are the things that they're discussing: climate change, your carbon footprint. You're going to be taxed on the air that you breathe. Okay, putting that C-hip inside of everybody so they can permanently control you and monitor your life. Okay, to be God over the people. All those different snares and traps. All right, the scripture say he's continually gathered for war against thee, man. So this is what they're doing in these secret councils, man. Right? Proverbs 4:16, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. You see that? So this man can't even sleep and rest without bringing some type of death, without bringing some type of calamity and turmoil, right? It says, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. That's them, the Edomites, man. Okay, starting with the elite. Verse 18, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day, which is the point, man. So, all right, this is the wicked here, man. Everything that you're seeing being done before you is all been orchestrated, is my point. All right, let's get this real quick. All right, bear with me. Just going into those woes, those woes and calamities that are being brought upon this world. All right.
Pandemic-era SNAP benefits, the extra money that some people were using to purchase their groceries, they've come to an end, and families are feeling the pressure.
And food banks across the country are now seeing lines out their doors, down their roads, with households hoping to get what they need. Emily Finn is live in Hazel Green, Kentucky, where this is happening every day. So, Emily, how are the people lining up? We saw the line earlier, more than a mile down that road. It's just an incredible visual.
Yeah, good morning to you, Mitch. We've been out here since about 5 o'clock this morning when the first cars started to arrive. And as you can see, the line just continues to grow and grow as the morning goes on. It's a troubling thought to know these cars are full of people struggling to put food on the table. And with those extra COVID-era SNAP benefits gone, it's only making matters worse. We spoke with Hazel Green resident Kathleen Kissinger, who says she has to come to the food bank about 6 times. She picks up food not only for herself, but also for her son.
It says it helps him so much. I called him once and I said, did you get anything you could use? And he said, oh, Lord, Mom, I can use it all.
A few thousand people live here in Hazel Green, with about 30% of them living in poverty. But residents from all over Kentucky are coming here for assistance with food insecurity. With soaring inflation and less money coming from SNAP benefits, it's a significant hardship for many here and across the whole country. Food prices are up more than 10% compared to last year. Now, communities in Virginia, Texas, Maryland, West Virginia, just to name a few here, Mitch, they're all reporting a surge in those looking for assistance. The USDA says more than 42 million people are SNAP recipients. On average, the people relying on that money are losing at least $95 per month. And the Hazel Green Food Project will start handing out food here today at about 1 o'clock, and they'll continue handing out food until they run out. But sadly, that means that unfortunately the people at the back of the line might not get the same amount. The food bank is now looking for donations so that they can help even more people in need. We'll send it back to you.
Well, wait, Emily, let me ask you a clarification there. They might run out of food by the time those people in the back of the line are up to the front of the line?
That's right, Mitch. It all depends on how many people do show up here today. And as we mentioned, there's been more and more people.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
The squeeze, all right? That's the squeeze, man. All right? The orchestrated collapse, all right? The removing of SNAP, people going hungry. More dysfunction and chaos playing out through America, man, all right? This is all prophecy. 2nd Ezra 15. And straight to the point. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 19, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right. And this is what's going to play out in the streets of America, man. People are going to lose their minds as resources become more slim and tighter. All right. People already are out of work, out of money. All right. Many Americans are going hungry. All right. So this is what's going to happen. You're going to see the true nature come out of people. All right. When resources are cut off. All right. Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So it's all being done. All right. And when that chaos ensues, as we saw in the video, that's when the people are going to ask for the government to bring forth order. All right. Order out of chaos. You see that? Let's get this too. All right. Let's Let's get that in Second Ezra, was that chapter 6 and verse 22, and it reads, it says, Second Ezra 6 and 22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Okay? Famines. And the trumpet shall sound, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And the prophets also represent that trumpet giving that sound, man, because we've been warning you. All right, that these times will be coming upon all throughout America and the world. At that time shall friends fight one another, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. And why are friends going to fight against one another like enemies? Because of the lack of resources, man. Like I said, you're going to see the true nature come out of individuals, all right, when there's no more access to food and water and things of that nature. Okay? Because all this squeeze, this collapse is all being done. And as today, you know, this came out, you got more toxic chemicals that are spilling into the water systems. All right, this came out today. Okay, it says Philadelphia officials advise residents to drink bottled water after a chemical spill in the Delaware River. All right, so all these chemical spills are not a coincidence. All right, they're being done intentionally. Okay, so get ready to see a run on bottled water. All right, don't be surprised when they make an announcement saying that you can no longer use the tap water out of the system because of the toxic chemical spills from Ohio and various states around the country that have polluted the water supply, man. Okay, so this is not a coincidence. All right, it says the city of Philadelphia advised area residents on Sunday to drink bottled water out of caution after a chemical spill in the Delaware River. The city of Philadelphia recommends using bottled drinking water from 2 p.m. 3/26/2023 until further notice from all Philadelphia Water Department customers. According to cell phone push alerts shared with CNN, contaminants have not been found in the system at this time, but this is out of caution due to a spill in the Delaware River. All right, so hey, these devils are at work, man. Okay, but it all ties back to what was it called? The Polycrisis, man. Okay, is of doom, is of their own making. It's all orchestrated by these devils, man. All right, can't make it up. Okay, let's get that in Ezekiel 5. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 5. Okay, Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 16, it says, which I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine. All right, it's going to be a lack of food and water out here, man. It says, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So this is what the Lord is doing, man. All right, this is judgment. Okay, people are going to go hungry and thirsty, but the Lord said that that his servants were going to eat and have drink. Let's get that too. Okay. This is going to affect everybody, but hey, the Lord is going to take care of his men. All right. This is Isaiah. Salakia. It's Isaiah 65. Okay. Isaiah 65 and 13, and it reads, it says, therefore thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shem Shai, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. See? The Lord's going to take care of his servants. He's going to take care of the elect. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. All right? Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So in the midst of all of this judgment, in the time of Jacob's trouble, all right, when things get deadly serious out here, the Lord's going to make a way for his elect. Verse 14, behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall sorrow, Salakia, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit, all right? Because these people are going to be decimated, man. All right? He's talking about confusion and turmoil, man. All right? Distress. Okay? But the Lord said that he was going to take care of his. All right? Let's get that other one in Psalm. All right? Psalm 37, right? Okay, this is Psalm 37 and 19. It says, they should not be ashamed in the evil time. These are the evil times that are coming upon the earth. They should not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. Who is they? The elect. They're going to be taken care of in the midst of this crisis, this polycrisis, these things that are going on all over the earth. The Lord's going to take care of his elect. Okay? But I just wanted to point out in this lesson, all right, that's all orchestrated, is all being done, man. All right? Because this so-called white man is the devil, all right? But hey, he's just fulfilling his role as the wicked, you know? That's pretty much the point. You know, I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring. Shalom to the next one. Shalom.